Hey guys, subscribe for daily content. And if you're shopping for gear, make sure you check out the description for the newest items at some of the very best online retailers. There's also links for some of the items that I personally recommend. Thanks!
What's going on YouTube? Metal Complex here, and today I've got a very exciting knife unboxing to share with you guys. You might be thinking, Metal Complex, you rat bastard, I came here for an authentic unboxing experience, and you've already opened the box. There's a good reason for it. I looked at this and thought, they're sending me another one of the same thing that's like a new color. And I've expressed that I'm not just with Miguron, but any company. I'm like, unless it's like really interesting, I don't really like to do that. But that's not what they did. I opened it up to see, because if that was going to be the case, then I wouldn't have uploaded this. No, they did something very cool. I will link this right down in the description. I don't think it's available yet. It has like a ship date of May or whatever. But fans of budget knives are going to be very excited about this. Thanks so much to Miguron for sending this in and for doing this. We actually had a conversation, and they made an alteration that I suggested, and I'm really excited about it. Thanks to my patrons for supporting me. What do we have here? What do we have? This is a variation of a knife that I have covered in depth. It's actually one of my favorite budget knives of all time. But they did something special. Ooh, what do we have here? This is the Miguron Moyarl in titanium and 14C28N. And the price tag comes out to $75. Now, the rule on this channel for it to, be the criteria for a budget knife is 75 or less. Miguron, you guys made this $75.88. Make it $74.99 so I can I'm going to call it a budget knife. It's too close to the line. Titanium. Beautiful gray PVD titanium and gray PVD for that wonderful blade. This is the crossbar lock version of the Moyarl. What special thing did they do? Obviously, they couldn't do the titanium clip. That probably would have pushed it over the edge, but that's fine because this clip is great. But look what they did. Look what they did. They actually made holes for lefty knife people. If you're a left-handed knife person, you now can actually use your ambidextrous locking Moyarl and place it in the optimal pocket, which is great. I reached out. I finally was like, listen, you guys have, because we have conversations about different designs as I do with lots of different companies. And I said, guys, these crossbar locking, these crossbar locks, especially, like you should consider it on all of your knives, but especially the ambidextrous crossbar locks, you got to mill out holes for lefties. And they said, we can't, it's not possible on everything, but yeah, you're right. And immediately, I literally had this conversation with Miguron maybe 9 days ago. So I'm hoping that they start to make this change on a lot of different knives. That'd be cool. But let's focus on the knife. Titanium and 14C28N. So titanium and 14C28N knives definitely exist. I think in some cases slightly less expensive, but this is hyper impressive for a budget knife. Really impressive, especially when we have a lot of companies combining things like aluminum and nitro V, or G10 and 14C28N, or micarta, and charging the same, if not more, in some cases. This is ridiculously impressive, especially in a time where Chinese products are costing more and more money. This is the type of competitive production that I want to see. And it's the exact reason that I said, no, I will not change my threshold for a budget knife. I want to see companies compete. I want great things to stay great. I want them to have to earn that this is great title. And that's honestly what I'm seeing here. Now, listen, if you don't care about titanium, then this isn't really going to be that spectacular. I've got a knife that I would recommend to you, and it's the regular Moyarl, which is far less expensive in the exact same blade steel and contoured micarta or G10 or whatever. It's way less expensive. But for those of you wanting to get a titanium knife with a good blade, you're not going to get M390 in titanium for $75 unless you want it heat treated to 57 HRC, because I can promise you, if that's what you paid for your M390 in titanium knife, That's what the HRC is, or roughly. It is not going to be heat treated properly. It might as well be an entirely different steel. But anyways, yeah, titanium and 14C28, and especially with Miguron's fit and finish, we get a nice, it's not a DLC coating, but you get a nice gray PVD. So cool. Here's the other cool thing about this, and Miguron definitely should, I'll have another conversation with them about this. Given that they have so many options in titanium, this is a prime opportunity to anodize the titanium. The gray PVD coating and the black PVD coat, that's all fine and well, but how cool would this be in blue or green or purple, right? And then you can do, I think you can actually do pretty much any color in PVD, but combined with a satin blade, a tumbled blade, any number of colors through PVD, this would be so cool, especially if you can keep it at $75 or less. That is very tricky. A lot of people are going to look at this and say, there's no way it even costs them. It really is expensive. Like this is amazing that they actually got it to this price point. And I believe the reason that it's priced right there is because I said, listen, like I've got a threshold for a budget knife. If you want it to be considered, they probably pushed it as close as they possibly could. I don't know exactly how much they make on each individual knife, but the fact that they got it here and the fact that so few knives exist with these materials at this price point tells me that they're probably legitimately being as competitive as possible, which is a big deal. I love my super expensive, crazy, all of this. I love all that. I love all the fun collector stuff. But when it comes to the knives that people are carrying and using that they pick up, via a recommendation on my channel, the vast majority of the time, it's something that costs probably less than $100 or even less than $50. So with companies like Miguron really pushing the limits here in 2025 and offering titanium and 14C28N on a crossbar lock at $75.88 is pretty awesome. I really got to hand it to them. I would have died for this to have some texturing. I think that would be really cool if they could find a way to do that and make it not, super expensive. It's going to add cost to it if you add any sort of milling or anything like that. But that would be super cool. This initial release of this knife is awesome. We finally have this perfect, right? I can finally say the Moyarl has a perfect budget version. Not necessarily because of the titanium, but because of the holes on either side for the pocket clip, which they have done in the past, but not on the crossbar lock version, which didn't make any sense. That's really, really cool. So this is definitely going to be a recommendable knife, and I can say that because I've already reviewed the crossbar lock version of this knife and the liner lock version, and as you've seen recently, it's one of my favorite budget knives in existence of all time. So this, even better, especially if you like titanium. Very good move from Miguron. Expect to see this knife a lot. Miguron, consider anodizing. Consider different colors of PVD. Consider texturing on the titanium, right? You've got a really, really great model here, and you can further cater to individuals by offering little tiny options here or there. Now, Miguron is not capable of producing a bajillion knives all at once. They're still a relatively small company, so I would imagine they're making as many as they possibly can. But if these end up selling out, it's simply a demand versus capacity, or demand versus supply issue. I'm sure that they're doing everything that they can, but this is really cool. So, very awesome new offering from Miguron. Happy to share it with you guys. That's going to be it for today. Please make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. If you'd like to check out my other content, I do, of course, have lots of videos of knives that are either expensive or inexpensive that I do or don't like, so check those out. And if you enjoy all my content, go ahead and click on that Metal Complex logo right there and subscribe, because there's definitely more coming. Thanks again for watching, everybody, and have a great day.